Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The pressure mounts. There's the clock. There is a little more than a day left for the UAW to reach a deal with the Detroit Big Three before the contract expires. And we are tracking major moves today on a number of fronts.
The union has said they are more than ready to strike. Take a look here. These are live pictures from a practice picket happening right now in Dearborn. Thanks for joining us here for the news at 5 o'clock. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Devin Skillian. It was just practice,
right.
Just a drill, but what's coming? Let's get you caught up on what's happened so far today. In a highly unusual move, they have transferred all of the talks to one location. The union now saying they will not picket the charity preview set for Friday night should there be a strike, but it is planning a big rally Friday afternoon right next door. Business editor Rod Maloney live at Solidarity House. A lot to go through here, Rod. Take us through it.
Well, it's been a busy day out here at the UAW International Headquarters. Shawn Fain now beginning his Facebook Live program. And in the meantime, they have decided that because Shawn Fain had been shuttling between the Warren Tech Center, the Stellantis headquarters in Auburn Hills, and also the Ford World headquarters in Dearborn, they needed to make it more efficient as time bears down. So they brought all of the main table talks here to the Solidarity House in the city of Detroit. And so that's where that's happening. But earlier in the day, Shawn Fain did some television appearances as well.
We can get there, but the companies need to get serious and buckle down.
UAW President Shawn Fain sparred with skeptical CNBC hosts this morning, wondering whether the UAW's demands are a bridge too far. Fain remains consistent.
In 2023, when you hire in and get promoted to full-time, you're making $10 an hour less than you were making in 2007. It's unacceptable.
Last night, Ford CEO Jim Farley unveiled a new F-150 and called his manufacturing team Ford's secret sauce and gave details about a third counteroffer, including pay raises, eliminating tiers, inflation protection, 5 weeks paid vacation time, 17 paid holidays, and larger retirement contributions. But he is saying no, though, to a 32-hour work week.
There is a line in the sand for the sustainability of the company, but as I said, we're optimistic that we can work through it in the next 48 hours.
So what if they don't get to the 3 agreements by the deadline? Targeted strikes could be in the offing. Wayne State University business professor and labor expert Dr. Merrick Masters says Fain is trying to keep the pressure on and the companies guessing.
The next phase, if he has to go into a strike, is does he want to do it all at once, or does he want to target a certain number of strikes plants and see if that works, if that forces one of the companies to concede, that can have a snowball effect on the other two.
Now, in a signal that things are moving along at a much more rapid pace, Stellantis just put its third counteroffer on the table. We're told that they're getting ready to go into marathon bargaining to keep going 24/7 until the deadline tomorrow. And in the meantime, Shawn Fain, talking on Facebook Live, will have more of what he had to say coming up on Local 4 News at 6. Reporting in downtown Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Really eager to hear that, especially after what we heard from Jim Farley last night. All right, Rod, back to you shortly. As we mentioned, timing not perfect as we celebrate the auto industry. Amid the threat of a UAW strike, today the North American International Auto Show kicked off at Huntington Place downtown.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some live pictures here from the show floor. All day today, we've seen some big reveals from Cadillac, Jeep, and others. Pamela Osborne live at Huntington Place tonight. Pam, tell us a little bit about what you saw.
Well, with those big reveals come big excitement, and right now I'm standing in the Chevy section of the warehouse, or the venue here, rather. And Catherine Scales is joining me now to talk a little bit more about this specific section that we're standing in. What's interesting and unique about it?
Yeah, so we are in the Chevrolet section of the Detroit Auto Show, and we are so excited to have a vehicle truly for everyone. Whether you need a pickup truck or a crossover, we have the internal combustion vehicle and EV for your needs. So we are in the EV section right now. We have the Equinox EV, the Blazer EV, and the Silverado EV that are all built up from the ground up on our Ultium platform, are hitting customers soon.
Okay, awesome. And that is just one thing to check out here, but take a look at some of the other places that we've been to so far today. There is a lot that's new in the 2024 lineup. Cadillac, Jeep, and GMC among those rolling out the latest and greatest in tech, comfort, and capability.
This truck has over 400 miles of range, and it's just an amazing vehicle to both drive in as well as experience with all of the technology that's inside.
That's Nicole Kratz, Chief Engineer of Battery Electric Trucks for GMC. And this Sierra EV Denali is her most exciting work yet, going from concept to production in just 22 months.
There's nothing in here from the Sierra EV internal combustion trucks of today. Everything's all new, designed around having an EV pickup truck.
The Jeep Gladiator Rubicon also turning heads at the auto show. This one comes trail rated, and with an Adventure Guide app, you can explore dozens of trails, and with 7,700 pounds of towing capability, you can take your toys along with you. And you are taking a live look at that, a way that you can experience some of these vehicles here. And we are actually going to be doing that next when we see you again at 6 o'clock and we talk more about the things to see, the things that are neat and interesting with this technology here today. Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
We'll be looking forward to it, Pamela. Thank you so much. And on Friday, some of the biggest names in the auto industry will be in one place, raising money for charity. Local 4 will have special coverage of this year's charity preview live from Huntington Place at 7 p.m. on Local 4 and streaming on Local 4 Plus. And more news tonight, an arrest 2 weeks in the making. The manhunt for a convicted killer in Pennsylvania is now over.
This has been so intense, but the long-awaited radio call came in at 8:18 this morning.
Are proud to announce the subject is in custody. Repeating, subject is in custody.
After trying to evade capture any way he could, including stealing a gun, 34-year-old Danilo Cavalcante was arrested by law enforcement nearly 25 miles from the prison he escaped. Early Wednesday morning, people in Chester County, Pennsylvania saw the pictures and heard the words they've been anticipating for 2 tension-filled weeks. Police captured convicted murderer Danilo Cavalcante in the woods near South Coventry Township, some 20 miles from the jail where he escaped. They were drawn to the area by a burglar alarm Tuesday night. A heat-seeking camera on a helicopter honed in on the escapee, and police were able to quietly surround him.
And shortly after 8 a.m., tactical teams converged on the area where the heat source was. Cavalcante did not realize he was surrounded until that had occurred.
Authorities say Cavalcante, armed with a stolen rifle, made one last run for it, a police dog making a big assist in the capture.
He began to crawl through thick underbrush, taking his rifle with him as he went. The dog subdued him, and team members from both of those teams immediately moved in.
Out of nowhere, everybody started to congregate back by the shed, and here they were already bringing him out. One camouflage trooper had his gun, his rifle, and then they were walking him up.
People here have been on edge since Cavalcante scaled a jail wall and ran off late last month, just 9 days after being sentenced to life in prison, convicted of the brutal stabbing death of his former girlfriend in 2021.
It's just nice to see it come to a conclusion.
Yeah, interesting here. Prosecutors say that Cavalcante is now going to face an additional charge for the escape, but in practical terms, it doesn't matter much. He'll be transferred to a maximum security state prison now to serve out a life sentence.
A legal saga that stretched on for 3 years is over tonight. Today, former Macomb County prosecutor Eric Smith was sentenced to probation after pleading guilty to state corruption charges. Victor Williams is following today's sentencing, and Victor, he also has to pay a pretty hefty fine, right?
Yeah, that's correct, and we'll get to that in just a second. It was very interesting to see Eric Smith on the other side of the courtroom, the sentencing happening over in Oakland County due to the conflict of interest of this man being a former prosecutor over in Macomb County. Either way, he's just glad that it's all over.
The people of the state of Michigan versus Eric Smith.
Former prosecutor Eric Smith sentenced to 4 years probation after pleading guilty to multiple felonies in regards to embezzlement.
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize The good people of Macomb County place their faith in me.
The reason people say what they do about politicians is just for this reason.
The former prosecutor resigned in March of 2020 after charges came to light of the misspending of hundreds of thousands of dollars in funds. All this after a year-long investigation looking into corruption in Macomb County, but Smith insists he did nothing wrong.
I think the people of Macomb County should know that never was money missing, that never any money went to me. We gave money to churches that were fighting drug abuse, fighting homelessness, fighting domestic violence. I got prosecuted for that.
Under Smith's plea, a $25,000 restitution order will have to be paid to Macomb County. The court had previously ordered Smith's pension also be frozen at the hands of Attorney General Dana Nessel. On top of that, he'll now have to spend the next few years on probation, something he says he has no problem with.
My dad was a cop and I was a prosecutor, so there's never, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't worry about any of that stuff.
As far as what you can expect from the former prosecutor now, he says this will be the last time you'll ever see him in a suit.
I'm just happy that this is behind me and, you know, my family can move on. After today, you'll never see me in another suit and tie. But now I deal with, you know, building houses and redoing kitchens, and it's more physical but less stressful.
Now, Smith previously served 7 years in federal prison on an unrelated case, but he's also going to have to pay $8,000 in a fine to the courts, just like we said before. Either way, he's just so happy to finally put all of this behind him. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Sounds like it. Okay, Victor, thank you.